Hi friends, this is Caitlin. I'm so glad to be here with you with Pink and Main. Tonight we are going to be playing with the Foil of the Month subscription kit. So we have the new beautiful foil. We have our Fun Doodles foilable sheets. And then what I'm most excited about is a new color scheme, the Bold Bright Color Toner Sheets. I love toner sheets. I think they're very cool and a fun way to use your foil and make sure you're using it all. And I love when we get new colors. So we're definitely going to be playing with these. I also brought in the Flurry of Fun stamps because they're so stinking cute. And when I went onto the website to make sure I had the right name of these, because I hadn't pulled them off of my shelf yet, I saw that Savannah from Savannahland 2 is what she is on Instagram, but she's on the design team, and she made some really cute foiled cards also with this stamp set, and she used some vellum arches to like make a mini scene on her card. So I already had like these things planned. So it's not like a technically like we're casing her, but she's heavily influenced the direction this is heading in with these products. So I wanted to shout her out. She is linked down in the description. If you're not following her, please go follow her. She's amazing. Let's see. I saw a bunch of people checking in. Let's see. I saw, I gotta go way back. You guys are chit-chatting it up. I saw Helene checking in, and Miss Gail is back. I see Virginia and Jackie Ann is here. Let's see. I see Miss Angela is checking in. Let's see. So many messages. I see Miss Judy is checking in. Oh, and Helene has laryngitis. That's no good. I see Miss Lisa. Hey, Lisa. And Deanne's here. Melissa's here. Welcome, welcome. I see Miss Jody's checking in. Connie's here. Julie's here. Oh, she said she's FaceTiming with her grandbabies. That's so good. Soak up all that time. Diane's checking in from Texas. Let's see. Brennan's here. Gail's checking in. Oh, Gail's on both. Gail's on Facebook and she's on YouTube. You threw me off. Let's see. I saw someone say hi, Karen, but there's Karen. Hey, Karen. I see Kelly's checking in with us. And Libby's here checking in. Yeah, I agree with Libby. There's still, no matter what markers you're using, there's a ton of marker tips that are true no matter what brand they are, right? There's techniques and shading and all of that stuff will apply to everything. So I see Sharon checking in. And I agree, Dan, the foil is absolutely beautiful. It's this really pretty, like denim-y blue. So pretty, so much shine on it. I mean, obviously they all have shine, but it's just, I don't know. The denim is such a cool color, and I like that it doesn't really have a season. Like, it's definitely good for winter, which is how we're going to use it today, but you could totally change it up. So let me tell you the plan. I want to come in with the Fun Doodles foilable sheets. And I immediately wanted to play with this one. I knew right away this was the one I wanted to use. So I'm going to show you all of them just so you can see them all. But we have the positive and the reverse image of our that same pattern, right? We have the positive and reverse of these cool little hash marks. The same for these big old swoopy loops, which would be a fun one to use with those loopy frame dies that we have. And then these that are like a smaller, right? Like these are a little bit bigger. These are like little small, and they remind me of that flooring. What's that flooring? Parquet? Is that what it's called? I feel like I should know that. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want the reverse image for our background, which we may just end up with 2 cards because we're going to have 2 backgrounds ready to go. But I want to use the navy and the blue. So if I want more navy and the lines to be blue, then we need to start out with the reverse, because that means that we're going to leave the lines are going to stay left on our like our foil backing. Yeah, so we need our reverse. So we're going to get one layer, one piece that is blue foil with white lines, and then we're going to have one that is navy with lighter blue foil lines. Yeah, parquet. I knew that was it. Thank you. I see Frida's checking in. Hey, Frida. And Kay's here. Elizabeth, yeah, I love those doodles. They're so funny. And then Brennan said he thinks the Patriots aren't doing great because Grandma's screaming. Oh my God. That's my mom. I don't see Mom, which is weird because I definitely sent her the link tonight. Sometimes that's my fault. But she is also somebody who screams at the TV when football is on. But she doesn't have, she's not, I mean, she has a team that she likes, but she'll scream for any team. So I do want to show you all of these colors because this is like a good guide, but like we want to see all the details, right? So this is that darker blue. That's what we're going to be pairing up with our foil. I think that's going to be cool. I also think the light blue would look cool. Maybe we'll shift. Maybe I want the light blue. Oh, there she is. There's Mama. She's probably also screaming at a football game. I think I'm going to shift to the light blue. Okay, we have this these are very, I don't know why that just occurred to me. These are very matching the inks. That's not proper words, but let me show you what I mean. It just, oh, okay, there's sequins in there. So for sure, right, dress shop, the park, construction, with either of those really, and then barbershop. Hey, isn't that so funny? It's like perfect. So if you have the dye inks and you want some other things that match them really well, highly suggest these toner sheets. Let's get those rhinestones somewhere else. Oh, there you go. Mom said she's not yelling, but the game is on. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I like that light blue too, Lisa. I think that's a good pick. And I think that blue with the light blue is going to pop and make a really cool background. Brennan. Okay, so we need to foil, I guess. Let me grab my mini pink mink. There she is. My pink mini mink. That's probably what I should say. We'll get her plugged in. I always set her at 3 for our foiling projects. Okay. I'm going to foil No, we're gonna have 2 backgrounds. So I'm gonna cut this in half. Yeah, we're gonna cut this in half and the toner sheet in half. So this is 5.5 already that way. So we're gonna cut it at 4 1/4. And we're gonna do the same thing with our toner sheet. You don't have to do this. But even if I was going to do the whole thing, I would probably still cut them, just because it's a lot easier to like maneuver them. If you only have to worry about, you know, a regular A2 sized piece. And I think I'd need a bigger carrier sheet. All right, and then I'm going to cut this just a little bit bigger than 4 1/4. You can do it with scissors, obviously, but my scissors, I think need to be replaced. They've been taken from my station for non-craft projects too many times. And I think I can probably go get them sharpened, but, right? Isn't that crazy? Sneak peek week is already next week. Isn't that nuts? Okay, there we go. I was just going to say she should be ready soon. And she is. All right, so we need a carrier sheet to keep everything nice and safe. And you know we need our little dusty brush. Helps me get all the dust off of everything. We're going to start with our patterned foilable. Okay, we're going to dust that off. We're also going to dust off the back of our foil really well. I do feel like I cleaned up better after my nails this last time, and I feel like my workstation felt different when I was done, so that's good. All right, and just to make sure that everything's where it should be, I'm gonna pass this through upside down. It doesn't matter which way you put it through your machine as long as the pretty sides of both layers are facing the same direction. So for us, we have pretty layer of foil down and the pretty layer of our foilable also down. So we're going to slide that in, and you can feel when the machine grabs it, and we're just going to let it do its thing. Helene, it's literally the worst. And you know, and they're weird. You guys know I use the reverse scissors. They're so dirty. I probably do need a new one by this. Like, it's been a couple years. But they're like not normal scissors, right? So like I know where they are. They're not getting like mixed in with other scissors. But they take them, or I forget and I leave them somewhere, and now they aren't cutting very well. Okay. Oh yeah, Virginia loves that checklist. That's definitely a Libby like project. So definitely love Virginia, you sharing how much you love it, because that's 100% all her work, getting all that stuff prepped for us. All right, so I'm dusting off my light blue toner sheet. This is not April. All right, if you're not April, I'm gonna guess you are April, but we'll call you not April. Okay, so this is fully cooled off. You always want to let it cool down. We're gonna come in with, sorry, we're not gonna come in with anything. We're gonna peel away our foil layer. I did have one little spot not grabbed completely, but that is more than fine. We're gonna be able to cover that super easy. But look how pretty. It's just that like denim blue. I love it so much. All right, so then we're gonna come back with our reverse image, our lines. Line that up in our open space the best that we can. Okay, and now all of the foil that's left is going to stick to our toner. And then where there isn't toner, where there isn't foil, it'll just stay that light blue. Yeah, sorry, Libby, I definitely didn't say the name before. It's the Sky Blue Cheer Foil. That's the color. And it was in the subscription for November. And if you didn't get it and you love this color, you can get it when the release comes out 2 Fridays from now. So not tomorrow, but next Friday. Exactly, Angela. It's like great for winter, but I could also see it with like this same background, right? Like this same pattern with red stars, and you could, and the little 4th of July mouse, and you could totally have a summer card. Love it. Okay. That's it for our mink. So I'm going to unplug her because she doesn't live at my desk. She lives on my bookcase. A 100%. Libby, we talked about it on Tuesday too. Don't forget, if you are within driving distance of, is it in Palmetto, Florida still? Make sure that you check out the Pink and Main official store grand opening party this weekend. I wish I was close enough that I could go. It looks beautiful. The mural inside would be enough alone for me to want to go see. The mural turned out so good. Deanna, I think somebody already went. Was that you, Deanne? Did you already go? Libby said, I'm bored and alone in my hotel. Well, I'm glad we could be here to hang out with you. Oh, that's weird. That's so weird. Huh. I don't know that I've had that happen before. The thing to know is that you can't put these back through again. Once your toner is heated, it doesn't heat again. That's so strange. Libby, do you have any idea why that would have happened? Half of it is perfect, and like the edge is a little distressed. Still totally usable because I'm going to trim it down anyway. You guys know I love a matte. So definitely still going to be able to do that. But I'm wondering if I need to change like a setting. I don't know that we've had that happen. Brennan, not to brag. Okay. Let's go ahead and trim down our Ice Rink cardstock. Yeah, we'll be trimming it down before. We'll be good. So I'm cutting half of this into, well, I'm probably going to cut all of it into A2, 5.5 by 4 1/4. We'll just cut it and have 4. Yeah, I was going to say all of this time, I don't remember that ever being a thing. Usually if there's a problem, it is 100% user error and it's me not remembering to dust things off. So I will take credit for all the other times. Okay, so sorry, I should have left that up. Missy, you've had it happen, and when you ran it back through, was it okay? I feel like I was always told that if that happens, that's it. That could definitely be wrong. So one of these, the bigger one, right, or the one I don't need to trim, I'm gonna cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So just a little bit of a frame on that one. And the other one will just have a heftier mat. I've never been mad at that before. So for that one, I'm cutting a 1/2 inch from each side. So 5 by 3 3/4. Yeah. And we're gonna do horizontal, which is also gonna help separate ours from Savannah's a little bit. She did vertical. So we'll have, there we go, a little tiny mat and a good one. Okay, go. Oh my God, are you guys not the same Gales? That's wild. Are you 2 different Gale nights, both watching live? Right? Didn't the blue on blue turn out so good, not April? Yeah, Gail, I saw it said Gail Night on YouTube, and then another one popped up saying hi, and it was Gail Night on Facebook. And so I was like, oh, she's on both accounts. That's funny. It did not occur to me that there would be more than one. Well, welcome, new Gail Night. Okay, for our little scene, I think I want, there's 2, I'm pretty sure we haven't stamped at all. So this guy that's like Big Bear that's waving, and this little, his little like tiny penguin that kind of matches him with the scarf. They're cute. They're gonna go on one. And then I think I want this little penguin with the snowball, and then the snowman. Like he's coming to add more snow. Right? All the Gales. We welcome all Gales. We welcome anybody who is nice and wants to hang out. That's so funny. Okay. So I am stamping with my asphalt ink because that is alcohol marker friendly. And that actually looks good. So I'm not going to stamp it a second time because we're going to be using so many lighter colors. This doesn't usually bleed or need extra time to dry, but the more layers of ink you put on from any brand, the higher the risk of things moving around if you're not going to give them a little time to really soak in. So we don't need a second layer, so we're not going to do a second layer just to stay on the safe side. I need to know, but if for anybody who's not able to go to Pink and Maine, because if you are, then we know what your plans are this weekend. But for everybody else, what are you doing this weekend? What's something fun you're going to do? Okay, let's get zoomed in. There we go. I feel like that's a pretty solid zoom. Let's start over here and we'll just like work our way down. So I do want to stick with polar bear. I just love a polar bear. We're going to grab some WG markers. We're going to start with a little WG3. Oh yeah, Brennan has his craft fair. He was sending me pictures of his the cards he's been working on. Frantically trying to have enough cards for his craft show. And it looked like one of the Gales has a charity golf tournament. Ooh, Melissa's doing Jen Shirkis's class. That's so exciting. Definitely send me pictures of what you make. I love when you guys send me your project pictures. You can always do that. Okay, sorry, I forgot I'm supposed to be telling you what I'm doing. So I added shading to the bottom part of the arms, right, the under part of his arms, around and under his little scarf, around his mouth, right where his ears kind of curve over. And then I'm gonna add some to his sides and definitely some here at the bottom of his legs. Right, like down here would have more shadow. And then there, his little foot would be very shadowed because it's kind of tucked behind. Then we're gonna go to W1. Ooh, Frida's doing Cricut Air 2 and foil fuse stuff. That's fun. Jackie Ann's finishing her Christmas cards. Lisa's starting her Christmas cards. I love that. Anna, I wish I was closer to Pink and Main too. I wish I was able to go. Ooh, Elizabeth makes night lights. That sounds cool. Oh, Virginia, I feel like you guys have really been going through it this year. I hope he's okay and you're okay. So with that WG1, I'm just pulling that color kind of up, overlapping it and pulling it in towards some of that white. For these kind of blends, when I'm doing something I want to still look white, we definitely have to make sure we're leaving white paper as a color in our blend. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of the WG0 just to feather in over that last layer. So it doesn't have any harsh lines separating it. And you know what, I was just thinking his head definitely needs some shading. I don't know why I didn't color around his head. We won't bring in that darkest, we'll just add a little touch of that medium and light. Okay, and then if you feel like you still need more blend, you can come in with a 0. But I feel like that WG, or that, yeah, WG0 is pretty good. But the 0 or colorless blender always helps smooth things out. Oh my goodness, Virginia. We'll be definitely thinking of you. If you need to message or DM anytime, you can. You know, I'm almost always awake. And Libby's out here giving away secrets in the Pink and Pink Facebook group. Oh my goodness. All right, for my little penguin, I'm coming in with the CG9, so Cool Gray 9, and adding that to the bottom of his flippers. I found out today, we Googled it on Kelly Taylor's live over on her channel, that they're not wings, they're flippers because they're made for swimming. Okay, so the bottom of his flippers, the bottom side of his little belly, around the head, and definitely over his little beak. Same thing, coming in with my medium, which is still pretty dark, so I'm trying to be mindful about how much space I'm taking up with it to make sure I still have a good room for highlight here. That's CG7. Okay, then we'll jump down to 5. And we've talked about before that the cool gray Olos definitely have a little bit of a purpley base to them. But for something like this, I think it's absolutely perfect, right? Like I love that they have like a little hint of purple to them. So cute. Sometimes Brenda and I do be talking in the middle of the night. Yeah, Virginia. There's always something, right? Okay. I'm coming in with that CG3 now around the top of the face and the very bottom of the face. And then I'm gonna put a little shadow there around his little foot. Just so that it breaks it up. I don't want to use, like I want it to look white, but I don't want it to look the same as the polar bear. So sticking with these cooler grays for him will help him still, it'll still look like he has a little white belly and face, but it'll still look very different than our polar bear. I'm gonna leave those out for this guy, but I wanna like finish him and then we can figure out what blues we're gonna do to match our background for these scarves. Okay, for feet and beak, we're gonna come in with some OR 1.3 on the bottom of the feet or whatever's closest to his body. And then highlight that with just a little bit of 1.2. And for my polar bear, I'm gonna grab the darkest warm gray to fill in these little paws and his nose. There we go. And you know what I think everyone could use a dose of on this card is a happy little blush. So let's bring in an OR 4.1. And we're just going to tap in a little circle of blush. I'll leave that to the side for our other penguin too. Okay, I am going to grab my Olo hex chart to help us pick out a blue. I've been trying really hard to just learn the markers. I'm definitely getting there. But when we're color matching, no matter what markers I'm using, I like to pull out the hex chart. So right off the bat, these B4 point whatevers are definitely standing out to me. This whole little family right here, 4.7, 4.6, and 4.3 are in that like denim, powdery, more gray in it kind of blue. Hey, Polly. Welcome, welcome. Melissa, it is one of the cutest stamp sets. I love this. It's they work together really close with the, they've got to be the same illustrator as the little Christmas tree decorating set that we had. They're so cute. I love both of those sets so much. Okay, so we need B. Oh goodness, where are you? 4.7 and 4.6. And then I need B, what did we say? 4.3. There we go, 4.3. Okay. And we'll use those for all of them because it's the same colors, just swapped, right? Okay. I think I don't want to emphasize the stripes. No, we have white in our background. We're gonna make them stripes. Yeah, we're gonna leave the stripes white and blue. So I'm gonna add some shading at the top and bottom of the scarf, alternating stripes. And then for this little knot, we'll add it just on that bottom one. And then these little middle ones for him. Then we'll jump to 4.6. We'll just fill in the knot because there's just not a lot of room there. And then leaving, you can see that little highlight we're leaving in the middle. When we come in with that 4.3, it's going to give it a really nice curved effect. Like this is really wrapped and bundled cozy around him. That's cute. And then the white we're leaving is going to tie back in with the white frame. And for this one, especially the white design. For the penguin, he's so much smaller. I'm just going to add the darker blue at the top, I think. As long as the colors are there, nobody's gonna, your eye won't like notice and pick apart that they're not shaded the exact same. So there's our first two little babies. And we'll come back in at the end with our white gel pen to add in some little eye marks and clean up anything. Let's do our penguin down here next. Oh, Brennan's getting good grades. No one is shocked. He's a smarty, to be sure. All right, I'm adding a little shadow here under his hat, definitely under his chin, on the bottom of his arm, just like before, and then down here on his little butt. That was with the 9, then we jump up to our 7. And then we'll fill that in, and this little tiny piece of flipper you can see back there. There we go. Adorable. Those can go back. A little C. Did I do 1? I think we did 3. I think I did 3 and 0. So under his arm would have some shadow on this one, on his belly. And then the same thing, I'm just going to add some around his little flipper on that side. And just a little bit around his face, just to break up that white. And then that's C0. I love them. They're so happy. They just look so happy. I'm going to use the same orange for the snowman's carrot, but because we need to color in his light colors first, or we're coloring them in, I'm going to color them in first. Give him his little blushy marks. I think I'm going to leave out the blush on the snowman. You definitely could add it. It's a choice. I want a different blue, but still a light blue for my snowman snow color. So I'm going to come in with the B0s. We're going to add just like a little skippity, like a little, hold on. See how it's not like a solid line, how it kind of just skips around? That's going to help it to look like snow. I'm going to give a more solid shadow here under this big old scarf, but on the outside of the body, I'm doing that same kind of skippy feel. And on the head, I'm going to come up higher on one side than the other. And I'm leaving a little bit of that like rounded shadow we do, where we leave a little white space between the shadow and the outer edge, the stamped line. Okay, then we'll fill that in a little bit. Add a little bit of shading under each of those buttons. And it can feel weird when you're coloring in snow to be adding color. But if you just leave it looking white, it's going to look like you forgot it. Let me come back in with my 0. Just to blend out those edges so you get a nice and smooth transition. Only in the middle, I want more color on the outside. See, the lights wash it out, but when you see it in the shadow, you can see there is a good bit of blue in there. So okay, I guess now we can do our carrot. Same oranges as our penguins. Oh, you know what we need to add a little teeny touch of is that blue to his snowball. So I'm just adding the shadow on the part that's closest to him. What else? I'm going to come back in with our CG7 that we used as our medium on our penguins to fill in our buttons. He's got whittle arms, so he needs, I want kind of a, I don't know, like softer, less orange brown for these. So we're going to go really light. Some 0 or the 07.3 and then 07.1. Right, they kind of look like the polar bear colors. And then they're both going to get the same blues for their accessories. So on our snowman, we have a ton of guidance from our artist on where these shadows are supposed to go, right? So over this line where we're seeing that big curve, here right around the face we have a little bump. Down here we have another bump that's telling me that there's a swish there. Okay, and then as this falls, like swoops up under here, there's a line. So down there would definitely be in shadow. And then up here, there's a little indent as well. So I'm going to connect these two edges since that's one big chunk of scarf. And then we'll just fill in everything with our 4.3. I like that a lot. We're getting very close. We're doing really good. I think I want his whole hat to be blue and just his pom-pom to be white. So we're going to color these two as if it's one section. So if he's facing this way, in theory, the back of his head, he's facing this way. So the back of his head would be in shadow. So I'm going to put those shadows, that darkest color, mostly on the right-hand side. And then right around his little face, just being really careful with that marker tip. A little 4.6. On his little straps, ear flappies. There we go. And I can't not put something on the pom-pom because my brain says something has to go there. So I'm going to just dot in literally just 3 dots of that CG3. Aren't they so cute? Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. Okay, everyone needs eye highlights. Not in life, just, you know, on my cards. If you don't like them, you just skip it. I got a little out of the lines on his scarf. We can edit that right back. Easy peasy. And he doesn't have his eyes open. Yeah, I don't think I want highlights. I think I'm good with just their little eyes. And I know for these ones, there's not a ton. But up close, you can tell. Right? They have their little eye highlights. Definitely not necessary. But I like it. I had one little spot that I went over the line up there too. Edited. Hey, Irma. How are you? Okay, we've got one bebe. No, that's the one that's throwing stuff. We've got 2 bebes. You look like you're waving. Are you the... No, you're throwing. You're the throwing baby. There we go. You're waving, you're there, and you're this guy. Okay, so Libby said if you haven't gotten this stamp set yet, it's been crazy popular because it's freaking adorable. She didn't say that, I said that part. So the dies are out of stock, but they will be coming back. Thanks, Celine. Yeah, I think the blue's really gonna tie in and pop really nicely with our backgrounds. And then we're gonna try adding some vellum arches to this too, I think, because Savannah did it. And I loved that she made it, almost made it look like a mini scene without her actually having to use any scene elements. It was really cool. So let me pop these through my die cutting machine here. Look at some pretty foil panels. You're so cute. Okay. I know I should have done this before, but I'm right here with you, I promise. I just need to grab these. So we're using the wide stitched arches. You could also, if you were doing, well, Savannah used them even on her vertical card. But don't forget, we also have the tall, like regular stitched arches, and then the wide. We're going to use the wide because I've been influenced. And I have the vellum. I'm sure Brennan will be thrilled. All right, let's see what size, because that was the other thing that really intrigued me. Savannah had them pretty small. Like her characters go over the lines of the arch, which is not something I do often, but is also part of the appeal. I love trying something new, even if it's just new to me. Let's get all of these stuck back on here. Okay, let's look at some size options. Oh, I did, Libby. I DM'd her earlier to let her know, because this is not the first time that she has influenced and inspired our card. And I also added her into her Instagram into the description. So anybody who wants to go find her and love on her can do so pretty easily. Yeah, I want to say she had like this one, which for these two, they'll fit on there with a sentiment really easily, right? But for the bear, he's going to hang off. But that was part of why it looked so cute. Was that he was like kind of over the edge. I guess he needs to go on this side. Like that. And that way you still have a bunch of that foil still visible. I don't know. Now I kind of want to try one way and then the other way. Let's do this one that way with the tinier arch. So we're using the smallest arch and the second smallest arch. And there's 5 in there. And we'll do 1 horizontal and 1 vertical. Switch it up a little bit. I think that's cute, right? Does it make more sense to have the smaller arch on the card with the bigger frame? I think it probably does. Oh, but see, then that's too big. Okay, just kidding. We're going to do 2 of the smallest ones. And that's why you double check your dry fit of your projects. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just going to trim down my vellum. My cutting plates are a hot mess per usual. So I'm going to take, where are you? A piece of printer paper. And we're going to make a little sandwich over the die and the vellum so that my vellum doesn't get scratched up or dented or anything like that. It might not happen without it, but I have packs of printer paper on hand at all times. So why not just go for the added protection? When it comes out, it'll look like that. And then you just separate the vellum off. And for this one, I'll just shift it down and run it through again. And if you're like me and you have littles or little-ish ones at home, you can always give them the printer paper cutout shapes. My girls, my youngest now would probably still use them. She still draws in watercolors and stuff. But when they were little, they would have gone crazy for just to have little pieces to make with. Okay, here, there. I was like, I'm missing one. That's so exciting. Libby said Pink and Main has their own vellum releasing next Friday. Love that. I'll have to put in my order so I can have my official Pink and Main vellum. You know what I didn't think about yet? Our sentiment. What are we going to do for sentiments? I think we can use the sentiments that are in here. Do we just chop them? Just make it easy on myself and just cut them with the wire cutter? We can do that. We're definitely going to use barbershop, right? We have to use our blue. That's what I want yet. Let me grab my Misty, because you know I'm not confident ever in my free stamping. Let's do Friends Make the Coldest Days Warmer for our little bear and penguin besties. Like that. And then Wishing You a Flurry of Fun this winter. Like that. Those look straight to you? That looks a little off to me. Let's see. You gotta use those guidelines. Oh, a new carrier sheet. What kind of carrier sheet are we getting? I should be watching those more of her videos, I guess. All right, barbershop blue. She's getting a little dry. We might have to re-ink her. You'd think I would learn my lesson by now about not inking things up right before we need to use them, but alas, here we are. Just being really careful to not press it down hard. I like it. Okay. Goes back in my little Pink and Main ink drawer. Oh, Libby, that's so cool. We're getting a longer carrier sheet. Love it. I need to clean my misty door. I got double-sided tape all over it. Okay. Let's get all of this stuff back where it goes before I lose something. Libby's just telling us all the tea tonight. I love it. Okay, let's trim this down. Cute. Cute. Okay. Now, Avengers Assemble. Let's start out with this guy. So, tape runner, or you can use your easy tear tape. And this one has the smaller mat. Okay. I feel like I can cover that little spot that didn't foil great up there with that guy. Kind of like that. She had hers off center, which I'm not natural. I'm very much a centralized person. But I kind of like it off center. Do you know what else she did? I completely forgot. This is turning very much into casing Savannah's card. She had twine, and we just played with twine. So we're gonna take, I think this is the barbershop twine. Hold on. Let me look real quick. So yeah, it's barbershop, and then we also have sidewalk twine. I think I want both, because this isn't, barbershop isn't quite the right blue, but I don't know that I just want the gray. I think if we combine them, that's cute. We just used twine on our card on Tuesday too. So I'm gonna just do like 3 card widths worth. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna pop up my vellum with foam. We've done that before, but I want to be able to see the design through it, versus if you pop it up, you lose the design. I want to see it, so we're gonna adhere it flat, but we're still gonna adhere our characters to it first, and I want those popped up. Brennan said there's a die set. Groundbreaking, Brennan. Really, really good behind the scenes work there, fam. All right, so if this is kind of going on this line, does that look pretty centered up? I think so. We're just going to use his head to kind of cover that up. And we'll put a little foam. Look at how little my foam is getting. And if we have this to the side a little bit, our penguin should kind of be like on top. And I want him kind of looking up at the polar bear, so he's kind of on an angle. Now that I have my characters on, I can add my adhesive to the vellum without having to worry about it showing through, but it'll still hold it in place. There we go. Can you tell this isn't my strong suit? Hers just looks so good. I just want mine to look so good too. Does my bow, here, let me pull it up and I'll just show you. So she gets full credit and I can see how she placed hers where I was like, ooh, that's good. Okay. That's what Savannah did. So she had it, it looks like hers is just around the vellum, but she definitely put her bow like to the side. All right, let's try. I still like the two colors for us. But maybe if I tie it and I don't glue it, like tape it down in place yet, we could like shimmy it around. I probably should have done the bow before I cut the twine. These are those moments when it's blaringly clear to you guys, I hope, that I don't practice these ahead of time. Whatever we make together is us truly going on this adventure together. What do you think? I don't know. Let's try this one. Let me let that one marinate for a second. That's the thing about trying something new. It's not going to feel natural because it's new. So it might not necessarily come easily, but that's okay. See, my gut is telling me this one. I just want to have it centered. Like that. So stinking cute. Maybe this one with the regular. Oh, there you go. Libby said Savannah's card was also on the Pink and Main Instagram and Facebook last week. So you can definitely go like her card over there. We're way over time. Sorry, guys. We were doing great there for a minute. It was like way ahead of schedule there for a second. And now that's slowly slipping away. Same thing, I put my little characters on with foam, and then I'm adding liquid adhesive to the back of the vellum where the foam is. See, this one I kind of want to do that and then just take the blue and have the little bow like here. This one's feeling much more natural to me. This one feels like it's going to click a lot easier. I might leave out the twine on the other one. And I know there's like real cool ways of doing bows, but I don't, as many millions of videos as I've watched of people making really nice bows, I can't do it. Where they like sit, you know, perfect. Nothing about any of my other stuff is perfect, so I'm not going to hold myself to that standard here either. I am going to take some foam, cut it long ways down the middle, just a tiny bit on the bottom of my sentiment strip here, because it's going to go on top of that vellum. So only the bottom needs the foam. It's too far over. See, and the nice thing is, if you don't push the foam down, you can still move it around for a second. Yeah, see, I like that. That's cute. See what I mean? My scissors are garbage. Oh, I like that one. You get out of here. One will make for Savannah and one I'll make for me. How about that? There we go. Oh, they're still very cute. I love them. I love the blue. I love that we got two card backgrounds out of that one piece chunk of foil. That sky blue foil is absolutely beautiful. So for anybody who got it in the subscription, I hope you're loving it. Anybody who didn't snag it in the subscription can get it next week for the release. But yeah, otherwise, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, you're a real trooper. I will see you guys back here next week on Tuesday with the first night of Sneak Peek Week. So anybody who makes it out to the Pink and Main party, make sure that any pictures that you post or put in your stories, tag Pink and Main so Libby can see them. If you get to go there, hug Michelle for me. And yeah, otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, I'll see you back here on Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And until next time, guys, happy crafting. Have a good night.